FPL Gameweek 22 complete guide. Today, guys, we will be going through some team news, answering some questions that you might be having about some players that you're thinking of bringing in. We'll go through my team selection, of course, with a bit of context on how I did in the previous game week as well. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys. Let's get straight into it with a couple of team news. So, we're going to be going through some team news that we do have from the time of recording with Leeds and Fulham. We do have Muniz and Tete remaining still on the sideline, but the trio of Iwobi, Osaka, Basi, and Chukwueze, they will be back in training soon. Of course, coming back from AFCON since Nigeria was eliminated. Along with Leeds, really, they still have a strong squad there with Rodon, Goodmanson, and Bolkel still fit as well. Daniel James remains sidelined, but still progress in rehab as well. So it does look good for him. Looks like he will come back, since those are the quotes really from Daniel Farker. I think, when you think about that, I think it's still good to play Wilson. If you're thinking about bringing him in, he is the third most transferred player. So I think he's still good for the long term. His fixtures definitely still look good. And, I think he's still going to play regardless if Iwobi's back, as well as Chukwueze and David also being there in the team. So yeah, I think he's still a good transfer in. Don't worry about that. As well as maybe even playing Anderson. A lot of you guys still have him as well. I think this is still a good game to do that. I think he's starting with 4 points, of course. So if that's what you guys are thinking, I support that totally. When it comes to Liverpool Burnley, it's really the question of captaincy for Ekitike. In terms of the news, really no fresh injury concerns for them. Of course, Bradley, Leone, Isak are long-term players that are going to be out. Otherwise, the squad is still fully fit. So that's still good news for you guys. Really, Ekitike should be starting in this game, considering that he did have 30 minutes off the bench in the FA Cup. And then when it comes to Burnley, really just boosted by Worrell's near return and Barnes as well, strong form from the Cup. FA Cup returnees strengthened the squad like Foster, but he did have a bit of illness, as well as Fleming as well. So Fleming remains out, while Foster really is a bit more of a touch and go. So I think it's going to be more of a last minute decision there. Let us go to some other team news with Chelsea. From what we got from Liam Rossignol, Chelsea could welcome back Cole Palmer and Reece James, which would be a big boost. The Lab Gittins are unlikely to feature because of illness, and Lavia remains sidelined but is progressing in rehab. Now, with that as well, I think I mentioned this in my previous videos. For me, Cole Palmer, if you're on Wildcard, is still a no-go. I think try and have a budget, maybe, if you want to upgrade him from Bruno Fernandes to him, because I think there's the question as to whether or not do you go Bruno right now if you're wildcarding. Do you go Cole Palmer? And I think I would go Bruno, because we know that he's back, but have some budget so that if you see that he's really not performing and Cole Palmer is, then you can upgrade. But it's also nice to know that you have Bruno already, and if he's just not performing, you can downgrade to wherever you want to. Say Semenyo's really looking that good as well. So yeah, I think that's the strategy I would use, and just go for Enzo in that case, because we know that he's always good for minutes. He's definitely on penalties, with Cole Palmer's minutes being managed as well. And then of course we know that João Pedro should be taking the number 9 position, but we did see him in the number 10 position there. So it does beg the question as to whether or not Enzo will be playing 10, but Caicedo is back as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Andre Santos alongside him in the midfield, with Enzo playing 10 and João Pedro playing number 9 until the lab gets back. So wildcard is a bit tricky. in terms of the 3 assets for Chelsea, but to be safe, Enzo number 1, Chalobah number 2, and then Sanchez is a touch and go. I would have a backup goalkeeper like Dubravka if you want to go cheap, but Rivs I think rotates really well with them if you're gonna bring a set wildcard from now. Cool. Not to spend too much time on that really when it comes to Brighton Bournemouth. I know not necessarily a huge interest, but then Bournemouth do have some great fixtures going ahead. Brooks remains a doubt after the ankle injury, so I think this means it's good news for Krupi if you want to bring him in, along with Clifford as well, still being out and not necessarily knowing when he will be coming back. Now is sidelined for a few weeks, so he's really another striking option, which I think solidifies Krupi more as well. So if you're thinking about bringing Krupi in on your wild card, definitely a good idea there. Let us go to the next news with Spurs, who are boosted with the return of Udogie Solanke, both expected to play more minutes really. I'm not sure if Solanke will start. He did come off the bench as well in the cup matches. Bergvall is likely back after missing recent fixtures, and Bissouma strengthens the squad coming from AFCON. I think if you're looking to take some 2-week punts, you can look into the Spurs team definitely, because they have West Ham and Burnley as well. Van de Ven is a favorite in terms of the defense. Romero is not a bad option, knowing he's got attacking prowess as well, but I'd prefer Van de Ven. And then because he's cheaper, and then of course in attack I think Tal really is a good option. They did just get a signing of Conor Gallagher, so it should strengthen them up as well, but I think Tal and maybe Xavi is good options going forward really there. West Ham faced doubts over Mavropanos, Fernandes and Paqueta as well, recovering but not guaranteed to feature. Diouf is still away from AFCON, as well as Fabianski still remains out. Areola returns, strengthening the goalkeeper options. So I think they're still vulnerable, and you know, Spurs should come away with something here, but hey, you know, it's Spurs, bro. But I would still say, you know, the fixtures make them a good 2-week punt. Sunderland and Crystal Palace. Sunderland lose Masuaku to injury, as well as Traore over a month due to AFCON injuries. Sadiki, Ronaldo are back and strengthen the squad immediately. That should mean Mukiele moves back to his right back position, making Alderete a better option and cheaper as well. So if you want to go there, because they have some good fixtures coming up after this Crystal Palace, if you're thinking of putting them in your wildcard, I think I'd go for Alderete over Mukiele really. And then Talbi and Diarra remain away until AFCON concludes as well. So yeah, that is the team news as well. Yeah, let me just ask for a little shout out from Kat as well, just about the FPL page. Remember to sign up to the FPL Force app if you want to get access to the live FPL page, where you can get your live rankings overall, as well as in your mini league and a whole lot more like team news. Remember, you can get 50% off when you get your paid membership on the FPL Force app. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel just to get your 50% off. Now, let's get back to the video. Alright, sorry about the music there. I'm not sure what really happened, but nonetheless, I'll fix that. Let's get into my team selection, but before we do, we will actually go through how I did in game week 21. It was a good game week for me. I got clean sheets in my defense from Raya, Gabriel, Timber, as well as Tarkovsky walking away with 4 points. O'Reilly with 1, which is very, very irritating because Raul could have come off the bench for him. I believe O'Reilly didn't start that game week, which makes him a problem for me, which I have been considering of moving out, of course, looking ahead. So yeah, we'll deal with that and talk about that more so in the team selection section there. And then in the midfield, Wilson doing good as usual, flying high. Enzo disappointing. He's like on and off, but I still like him. You know, he ticks along very well. In all honesty, at 6.5, I can't complain. He's doing what a 6.5 midfielder would do, you expect of, really. Foden's the disappointing one with 2 points there. along with Cunha, who everybody's just shipping out right now. I'm surprised I haven't lost any value off of him yet, but I think those transfers will be made today, tomorrow, once everybody has all of the team news that they've been looking for. In the strike force, Thiago still doing well for me, matching Haaland with the captaincy there on 12 points. I'm happy, because, in the end of the day, it is a small boost in my rank, but I'm not happy with necessarily where I still am. I do believe I can still make it to the top 100. I have that faith, in all honesty. But in order for me to do that, I need to make the best decisions I can. And I have actually already made 2 transfers. So let us go into the team selection to see what are those 2 transfers that I have already made, which, in all honesty, I think I might be regretting, because I do have some plans, or so say some chip strategy plans. But before we do, now, if you're new to the channel and you're enjoying that piece of content, please hit that subscribe button. It really goes a long way in supporting me and growing the channel. Just for that, I decided to give you 50% off the FPL Force app. Just make sure that your YouTube is set public, and I have put instructions in the FPL Force's profile settings underneath the subscription tab, so you can make sure you see how to set your YouTube on public, and we can validate that as well, so you can get your 50%. Now, let's get back to the video. All right, guys. Now, starting off in goals, I do have David Raya starting for me against Nottingham Forest. Very happy. I mean, of course, against Dubravka there, he's going to be playing Liverpool. It's an obvious case. On the bench, we do have Acuna, of course, against Man City, Anderson against Leeds, and O'Reilly against Man United, which begs the question as to, Captain, if those guys are on the bench, who do you have in the team? Well, in the team, on the defense, I'm going with a back 3 of Timber, Gabriel, and Mickey van der Ven, who is the first player that I did bring in and is confirmed. He will be playing West Ham. He's really my 2-week punt. So, yeah, really hoping it goes well with him, in all honesty. I mean, yeah, he's good goal threat and all that stuff like that. But I am sort of regretting it, because I wish I did make a transfer which goes more towards my plans in terms of when I want a wild card, which I'll speak about in the end. So let's get into the midfield, where I will be playing a 4 in the midfield. Wilson there with against Leeds, Enzo against Brentford at home, and then we have Bruno Guimaraes, which is my second transfer confirmed, playing against Wolves, and then we have Foden, of course, playing against Man United. Now, Bruno Guimaraes coming in, I just thought, I really want to get a piece of that action. His next 2 fixtures I'm fine with, because the next one is at home, as much as it's going to be a tough one against Aston Villa. Depending on when I wildcard as well, he might just be a 2-week punt. Again, I want to just speak about that before, after I reveal my strikers. But I'm very happy with him coming in as well, just for the 2 weeks. Again, it's more so the fact that I wish I was thinking more. I had a whole lot of thoughts, wildcarding, and I'll speak about that just now. I know, keep, putting it back. Nonetheless, in the strike force, I have Raul, Haaland, and Thiago. These are the guys I will be playing. This is my team selection. I am thinking about being a bit more differential. You can see the ownership there on the top right of the cards. Raul's my major differential there, as well as Enzo, and a lot of my differential players is Anderson, O'Reilly, and Cunha. And I wish I could really play, Anderson and O'Reilly. I wouldn't know who to play them ahead of over here, so I don't want to go against Foden. I don't want to even go against Wilson. He's a bit of a differential, of course, 19%, but he's growing and has been growing really. Yeah, man, I just don't know who I'd go against, so let me know in the comment section what you think, who I should and bring in from the defense, from the bench, if you think it's actually looking good, as well. yeah. In terms of chip strategy, so I was thinking of wildcarding in game week 23. 23, no, you must mean 24. Now, game week 24 is really great week in terms of fixtures, so much that you could actually bench boost if you do up your wildcard really well to set yourself up for 24 and onwards. And that was where the thought was coming in. So I was just like, with the transfers I made, I wasn't happy because I was like, well, now I'm also thinking of doing my wildcard in game week 32. So if that's the case, and I'm not going to play my wildcard in game week 30 in 24, then my two transfers should have been a lot more aligned with who I would have wanted to bring in that game week 24 wildcard. Now, Bruno's a good form. I'm very happy. But I took a 2-week punt, which means with Van de Ven, which means I'm gonna take him out. And I just wish I, hadn't have done that. And I did it mainly because both of them were gonna rise in price. So I was just like, let me just do this. It's what I wanted to do at that time. But yeah, it clearly I'm regretting it, but he still got good games. So it's just like, take it on the chin. Again, something goes up in price, just forget about it, cat, work around it and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my conundrum really. So thank you guys for joining me. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Oh, I almost forgot. Did I mention I'm growing a community, which I would love for you to be part of? And all you need to do is just sign up for a paid membership on the FPL Force app, which you can get 50% off of if you are subscribed to the channel. Would love to chat to you guys before, during, and after the actual game weeks. And I can also get in your questions, which I can answer to you right here on the actual channel. So please make sure you do that. Make sure your YouTube is set public. I have put the instructions to do that in the profile settings underneath the subscription tab. So please, I'd really love to see you guys in the community and chat with you guys as well. Now, let's get back to the video. Right, so you heard, man. Hit that subscribe button, guys. It really goes a long way to supporting the channel, and you get 50% off of the FPL Force app. I did a transfer targets video which names the best transfers, and you should get that up there. I'm not sure if I can put two more videos up here, but those two videos would be the free hit and the wildcard, which I also did. So if you are wildcarding or free hitting, then you can go and check those videos out. Really would appreciate that. I'll see you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Peace.